Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another Asphalt Unite video. Today we're ranking every single car in the game, including the newest releases. I'll be giving my honest takes on each one. No sugarcoating. Here's how it's gonna work. I'll go through every car and rank them from F to S tier. Simple, efficient, and straight to the point. Keep in mind, these rankings are based on my personal opinion, so some of your favorite cars might not end up at the top.
I said Gigi. No.
With that said, let's jump straight into the rankings. These are all the cars that made it to S and S plus tier. We've got the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, Porsche Taycan Turbo S, the TVR Griffith, the Chevrolet Corvette C7R, but hold on, I'm not gonna list every single one because that would just waste time. So let's just move over to C-Class.
Bring me my money.
Literally all the initial C-Class cars aren't that, and are F or C tier. Typically because they have bad stats or no one uses them.
Another one.
All stats for the three of these cars.
Another one.
Here are all the cars that made it to S or S plus tier. But hold on, real quick, I gotta say, after double checking the stats, the Chevrolet Corvette Stingray isn't actually S tier. It's more like B tier. Anyways, let's move on to B class.
Look at this dude.
Yes, sir. Hooray!
Only 4 cars made it to S or S plus tier. I know that there might have been more cars that deserve the highest tier, but most cars in Class B are generally reliable. Anyways, let's move on to A tier. quickly just skip over these useless cars. The Icona Volcano Titanium isn't a terrible free-to-play S-Class car. It is mediocre and has a low handling stat. Same thing with the Lycan Hypersport. It is not overly useless, but it isn't as reliable. Nobody cares about this, and this. So let's move on to the Jaguar XJ220 STWR. It has mediocre stats, and the only thing bad about it is the top speed and the acceleration. The handling and nitro stats for this car are too low, but the other stats kinda help it out. Again, mediocre stats, which is why it's C tier. The Trion Nemesis is definitely a good car. It has a higher top speed, average acceleration, and the killer stats, handling and nitro. This car requires a lot of skills to drive, which is why I gave it B tier. The Nissan GT-R Neon Edition has the amazing acceleration at max, but this car is not reliable at all since the top speed is really low for its class.
Yeah, this car is...
You can already see what's wrong with this car. Although this car has a really high top speed, the handling and the nitro is really low. Since all four of these cars have pretty similar stats, I'm dropping them all into C tier, except for the Lamborghini Terzo Millennium. The reason they land in C is simple. Decent top speed and acceleration, but the rest of the stats just don't back it up. I made a video on the Aston Martin Valkyrie and I loved it, but again, the top speed is too low for its class. The McLaren Speedtail is a must-have free-to-play car. It goes kind of fast and is somewhat reliable. Since there are over 1 billion cars left, which will make this video even longer, I will have to unfortunately speed it up until we get to the really fast cars. After skipping over a couple of cars without explanation, I think it's time we finish off the remaining cars with a brief explanation. The Zenvo Aurora Tour has an amazing top speed, decent handling, acceleration, and such a sensational nitro stat. Does it deserve S+ tier? No. Maybe if the top speed was just a little higher. Amazing top speed, decent acceleration, reliable, enough said honestly. If you want to play Flight Simulator in Asphalt Unite, use this.
What the hell? Oh my God.
The Ray SR Tartarus is a really good S-Class car, but with the nitro and the handling being low, for some reason, this car feels very stiff and heavy to turn corners. So that's why I put it S tier. These are all the cars that got S or S+ tier. Thank you for taking your time and watching this video. I want to keep this outro short, so until next time, my people.